Yeah, listen here. So we'll just create a Maven project as usual. So we have an Eclipse open. So just go to File, New, Maven project. We'll create a Maven project. So keep it as it is. Click on next. Here we're selecting web app. You'll be selecting web app. Okay. So select next. So artifact spring hyphen web. Okay, now onwards, when there is a multiple words, separate, give all small letters. Again, follow the naming conventions, everything. All small, spring hyphen web. Here you'll get underscore. Just remove the underscore for the package. Anyhow, in a web application, again, it will not come. We need to create that SRC main Java web. Okay. So just make sure that spring hyphen web, the name of the project. Click on finish. So here, just it is confirming with us. Just press Y. Yeah, spring web, the project is created. The project is created. Okay. Hmm. So we'll first of all we'll create the structure of your project. It's an MVC based application, right? We'll create a structure of your project. So as I told you this, that Java folder will not be there when you create a Maven project. That do the first thing, that one only. SRC main new folder. So I'll just create a Java folder. SRC main Java. Next, under this, we'll create a packages. com.sidac.training. Spring Web. This will be the base package. Is it not? Finish. Spring Web. Huh? Under this, we'll create the sub packages. The first one will be model. First one will be the model. Again, after that, we'll create a controller. Spring Web dot controller. So if we want to interact with the database, then only we'll have DAO and service. As of now, we are not doing that. Later, if you want, we'll create that. Now, we'll create a view. We'll create a view. Okay. So under web INF, I'll create a new folder. Views. I'll create a new folder called as views folder. So view should be a JSP file, right? So I'm just putting it on the views folder. Next, if you want, you can create a images folder. You can also create a images CSS. It should be under web app. Oh, yeah, sorry, web INF only. So new folder, images, for example, images. Again, new folder, CSS. In case if you want, so that also be. So this is how you need to create a project structure. This is the first thing you need to do. This is the first thing you need to do. So my project structure is perfect without database and DAO and service. So a model controller. Yes. Then we have views. Okay. So now we just need to go to pom.xm. Just go to the pom.xm. So as it is a web-based application, so as usual, I'll just go to the Maven repository. Okay. So same thing, the context. First, we need to search for what? Spring context. Mhm. This one, spring context. Yes. 5.3.30. Same thing we are implemented yesterday. So I'll just copy it and paste it here. So you can just look here, Maven dependencies. As of now, we have only JUnit. So I'll just save it. You'll get all those things. Fine. So next, I'll search for Spring Web MVC. We're creating a web project, right? So we need to search for Spring Web MVC. This Java. I'll search for Spring Web MVC. So go for the same version. Should be same. I mean to say 5.3.30, right? Go for the same version. Yeah, here. So I'll copy this and add the dependencies. Just look at Spring Web MVC. So it should download extra jars. So I'm getting these two. So Spring Web MVC. Next, JSTL. Okay, we'll be using JSTL, or we require servlet also. We require servlet. Search for servlet. Java servlet API. So look for this 4.01. So I'm just adding the servlet here. Servlet. So next I'll search for JSTL. JSTL. Here you go for this Java X.servlet, the second one, not the first one. JSTL 1.2. Copy this. These are the four dependencies, people. These are the four dependencies we added. Spring context, Spring Web MVC, servlet, then JSTL. Okay, so to make sure that your dependencies are perfect, I'll update the Maven project. I'll update the Maven project. Okay, so how to do that? So that jars are specifically downloaded, properly downloaded, you need to just do the Maven update. So right click on your project, Maven update project. So select your force update, always force update, and just click on OK. Okay, we'll see. Well, it's giving error. We'll see later. What is the problem? I have a file called as index.jsp. I have a file called as by default index.jsp. So in web.inf, if you expand this, we have a web.xml. We have a web.xml. Okay, so this much we have. So now, what is the first job? Dispatcher servlet. Adding the dispatcher servlet. This is the first job you need to do. You need to add the dispatcher servlet. Where? In web.xml file. Okay. Yeah, here we just need to add the content of the file. So just look here, people. So what we have basically. So first one is a welcome file list. First will be the welcome file list. Index.jsp. Hmm? Yeah, I was talking about dispatcher servlet. Okay. So here we're just trying to configure dispatcher servlet. Configure friend controller. Okay. The servlet name is dispatcher, which is taking from this particular predefined class. Taking from this particular predefined class. Dispatcher servlet. Okay. Next. Yeah, we are passing some parameters for this dispatcher servlet. Hmm? This one, we are specifying the name of the Spring mapping file. Spring mapping file. So I should create this file now. Spring-servlet.xml. So this is Spring configuration file. So your dispatcher servlet will use this particular information in this file. Okay, whatever information you are given this particular file. So the URL pattern will be for the root. The URL pattern will be for the root. I mean to say HTTP localhost 8080 slash for the root. Okay. So here we are specifying name of the servlet mapping or a Spring mapping file, URL mapping file. Hmm? So here you can just put a comment if you want. URL mapping file. URL mapping file. Hmm? Yes. This is a one-time job. If you get this error, just ignore it. If you're getting error somewhere here, then only you have to modify it. Otherwise, just leave it. Okay. Not an issue. Web app is closed here. Yeah. Next, we need to create the Spring-servlet XML file. Okay. So it should also be under web-inf. It should be also under web-inf. You can just see na web-inf. So I'll just create this. So I'll right click on web-inf and we'll just create I'll search for Spring configuration file. I'll search for Spring configuration file. So instead of that, you can also go for what? Plain XML. Okay. Only thing is we're getting the definition of all the packages or namespaces we need to import. I can select that. So that is the reason. Hmm? Otherwise, you can always go for the XML. XML file. So what should be this file name? Spring-servlet. That we have specified that. Hmm? So just look here. For adding this many beans tag or the namespaces, we could have created what? XML configuration file. That's the thing. Okay. So I have to select this beans, instance, context, tx, and MVC. Yesterday we added what? Only beans and p tag. But now we require an instance, context, tx, and MVC. And their XXI location. This much. Okay. So you could have selected that in the Spring Bean configuration file. Means these tags will work only for what? Only if you have imported this namespace. That's the only thing. So I'll just add this here. So just look here, people. We get an XML file, servlet, Spring servlet, and we are specifying all these namespaces. So just look here. Here, I need to give the name of the namespace package. So just look here. Add support for component scanning. So what is this? Where to look your controllers? Where to find your controllers? Okay. So what is the base package? Here. You can look for this. You have to type this. com.sidac.training.spring web. So context, component scan, base package. So controllers has to be seen in this particular package. Okay. So this is working because of this namespace what we imported. Next, as we are using annotations, we need to add this particular tag, annotation driven. Next, view resolver. View resolver. So we are creating a bean for this particular class using this particular class, and all our views will be under web views. Extension will be .jsp. So we already created that views. The next is web resources. Add support for web resources. So it will be under resources folder. Okay, we need to change this now. So we just created in CSS, right? So where is our resources? SRC main resources. You can just see here, na? Resources. We need to create these two folders there, not here. CSS and this thing. So I'll just create that new folder CSS and new folder images. Okay. So this we will remove. So all the resources we'll find there on. So let's just start the server. Yes. Just starting a server. So HTTP localhost 8080 spring hyphen web. Okay, 8081. Yes, so we're getting a 404 error. So we can handle that. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So my web application is hosted. So this is fine. Now, I'll just create a home page. Okay. I'll just create a home page. Spring MVC base application. Just look here. Anchor href equals sh home. Anchor sh home. And I'm just giving a text as home page. Okay. So what is this, people? This will be the mapping name. This will be the mapping name. So where is it, people? So I'll go to the controller. Now we'll create a controller. So now what we did, we created a resolver, front controller with a URL mapping. So URL mapping file, then we should design now controller. We should design a controller here. So I'll just right click on the controller package. So new class, a plain class. Okay. We're just designing a plain class with the name Hello World Controller. With the name Hello World Control. A plain class. Okay. And the first job, what you need to do is this class should be annotated with controller annotation. This class should be annotated with the annotation controller. So you can just look here. It should be from org.springframework.stereotype control. Got it? Next, we'll write a method. Okay. We'll just write a method with the name of return type string. So say hello. Say hello. Okay. Say hello. Return. I'm just writing one method. Public string. Say hello. So return hello. Okay. So what is this? This will return view. This will return view. Okay. Logical view. Because we already configured that I need to create this file called as hello.jsp. I need to create this file called as hello.jsp. Yeah. So before that, I need to give here annotation. We need to give an annotation request mapping. Request mapping. So user is making a request. So it is mapped with this particular method. So for example, I'll just give the name here, Raj, my name, for example. Okay. So normally you need to give your on specific names, register, login, like that. So I'm just giving this my name here. Yeah, return view. So I designed a controller. So dispatcher servlet will look for which one? A class which is annotated with the this, and you look for this particular name. So here in index.jsp, here I'll just make it as okay. So what is this? It will take you to my this page. Okay, this I can just say hello world. Instead of that, I'll just say hello world, for example. Yeah, hello world. So now I'll go to web1f views. I'll go to web1f views. We'll create a JSP file with the name hello. We'll create a JSP file with the name hello. For the point? So I'll just create a simple JSP file. So now from index.jsp, we're calling a Raj. It's a mapping name. So where is it? We have a hello world controller. Look for this request mapping. Look for this, and it will return hello. So we're just only returning view. We're just returning only view. We can return model means data that we'll see later. We're just returning one view. So which is our view? Hello.jsp. So we'll just check out that how it works. Okay, there's a problem here. 1 minute. B is not closed, no? So you got the point, now. So the FC is looking for the servlet sorry, what is that? Mapping file. So there is a issue there. Previously it executed. But after index.jsp, now we are making a request. We're looking for the front controller to find the appropriate controller. So there was an error in the mapping file. So that is why. Okay. So it clearly looks for the front controller. Got it? So I have a link here. Raj. It is displaying my JSP file. This you have to understand. Then we can do Aramse. I mean to say the mappings. Those who worked with the, what is that? .NET. Instead of this, what we used to give there? The square bracket we used to give that. Is it not? Same logic. So did we tell that we need to go to this class? We never told we need to go to that particular class. We just gave what? Mapping name. We just gave mapping name. Okay. So that mapping name is pointing to what? So when I click on this link, so your friend controller will look for the base package where the controller is located. So where is it? It is in Spring Web. It will automatically go for this and it look for this. That is the thing. Actually, we are directly calling a method without any class. So normally how the methods are called? Class name dot method, or that particular class object dot method, is it not? Now directly we are calling with the mapping name. So like that we can have n number of methods and we can add this model to it. Then also we can return. Okay. So this will be the flow. So now what happens? What is the flow when I make a request? Where it will come? Web.xml. It will come to web.xml. So we are finding the front controller. So this front controller will look for the URL mapping file. Okay. So when there is a request in the Spring Servlet, it will look for the controllers. It will look for the controllers in this package. So we are just making a request here by clicking hello world. That is mapped with the name Raj. So because of that base package annotation, it will come to this controller. It will come to this controller and it will look for the mapping name. Look for the mapping name Raj. So here it will return hello. What is this? This is a logical name of the view. This is a logical name of the view. Actually, what is the full name? Hello dot JSP. Okay. So again, that we are configured in the Spring configuration file using view resolver. Using view resolver. So it should display the views from this particular folder with the extension .jsp. So if you're not giving this, again, it will not display that. That is how it will work. So this is the basic flow. Okay. So when I click here, we're getting this. Yeah. So we'll do more examples after the break. Bye. Not bye. Go to break and come. 11:30, everyone.